I'm on a mission of not putting a single boiler ever again in any one of my houses.
So what are we putting in instead then?
So I'm actually gonna be putting air source heat pumps. So I am investing.
And what's the cost value? So a boiler, 2.5 grand installation. What's air source heat pump looking like?
Okay, so a heat pump will cost you about £10,000 at the moment. Yeah?
Including install?
No. That's just for the machine normally. So,
okay.
So you're looking at normally anything from £10,000 upwards. So, £12,000, £15,000, something like that. Now, with the heat incentive, the renewables heat incentive at the moment, and you have 1 year left from today's, well, not from today, from a few months ago. So you have less than a year to actually get some of this money back.
Okay.
Basically, this breaks it back. In my case, is brought back to installations costing me exactly the same as a gas boiler installation. So at about £3,500. So
with the tax, with the
renewable heat incentive, because what's happening is that depends on how much heat you can't just generalize, and we are generalizing here. So we're talking about, if we put an air source heat pump or a ground source heat pump, then, we're talking about how much energy do you need in your house. If you're a household of one, well, probably it's not going to be very cost effective.
No, it's not effective. But if you're a household of 3 to 5, then obviously it makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. If you have HMOs like I have, and suddenly your heat, you need to be creating a lot of electricity. And then obviously that's where the heat pump will come in, and then suddenly will just make you money. So if you combine the fact that you are creating energy on the solar panels, and then you are using all the energy in order to pay for your electricity, and then the electricity that you don't use, then you get some money back as well from the government. Suddenly, it's once again the ant strategy, where you're making money from here.
Yeah. Okay.
So suddenly you've got, when you're looking at the overall cost, yes, sometimes it's huge. But for instance, on the latest executive home that I did, we paid £27,000 for a heat pump, a ground source heat pump installation and everything. But to us, it's actually costing us £1,500.
How?
Yeah, because this property in particular, the generation is so huge that we just get all the money back from not actually having to pay the grid. Because we are producing, it takes air. Yeah, you take air from outside.
Yeah.
The machine. You heat up your place.
You heat up the house, yeah? So, from the air outside.
Yeah, from the air outside, you heat up the house. And then what happens is that everything just get all the everything that you produce, everything you're using is being actually paid off, because you have the solar panels which are creating the energy, the electricity that you need in order to run the heat pump. So you end up in a situation where you are just like this. So you're consuming, but you are creator, and therefore all you're paying is the little difference.
So, and that's because you're using solar with air source heat pump. So you're getting your heating from your air source heat pump, which means you never need to pay to warm the house.
Yeah.
And then you've got solar power powering absolutely everything else.
Yeah.
And so, okay.
So there is like, hello.
And when you say, the total cost was 20,000, but then you only paid 1,000, is that on the basis of a year?
27
in terms of the bills, because you're normal.
7 years.
7 years. Okay, yeah. 7. Okay, is that your model that you look at?
Yeah, over the period of 7 years, we have to look at the 7-year model, because that's if you manage to get the renewable heat incentive, that is the 7-year model. So you
amazing.
From 7 years.
And this is Raquel Cadal. If you have any more questions or want to know a little bit more about how we work and how we can potentially work together, just drop me an email at thegreenlandlady@gmail.com. Thank you very much and have a good evening.